Welcome everyone to another video from Views from the Stands, and this is episode 13 of our transfer portal series. And we got two teams to talk about, guys. And the first team we're going to talk about here is the Auburn Tigers from Alabama. They brought in 9 total players. 247 has them as the 39th best class. One has them as the 18th best class. And honestly, just my first initial thoughts is I do tend to kind of lean towards one. I do think they have some impact players. I think this team is still going to be young in general, but I think they are will see some improvement from last year. And the first guy I want to talk about here is Rico Walker, tight end coming from Maryland, 6'2", 250. I think he's a little bit taller than that. I think he's starting to grow more. He's got a great frame, high potential, so you could definitely use him as a Y if needed, or even inside and use him as a true tight end. So interested to see what Hugh Freeze can do with this type of talent on the offensive side. Next guy we want to talk about is Antonio Kite, coming from Alabama. So not, moving too far, staying in the state. High potential, didn't play, was recruited by Saban. As you see, he was a 4-star as a prospect. So I think, he's going into there in a better situation where he has less talent around him, less competition, basically. And that's the thing with some of these schools, right, with Alabamas and Georgias and whatnot, right? There's so much talent there that there's always going to be an exodus, basically. Everyone's going to be leaving in some degree. Next guy I want to talk about here is Percy Lewis, tackle, 6'7", 355, man. What a big, great frame to be a tackle right there. Needs to be developed more. Obviously, he was one of the top JUCO prospects in the nation. So I think that's something they need as well. Obviously, Auburn is just getting that O-line solidified because obviously the SEC has some edge beasts. They have some good edge rushers. Next guy I want to talk about here is a Robert Lewis coming from Georgia State, wide receiver, 5'10", 178, shifty kid, man. Over 100 catches, over 1,100 yards, 14 career TDs. He could be used in the running game if needed. Didn't do too much these past 2 years, but I do think there could be some potential there with some jet sweeps and whatnot. So, productive kid, somebody who's going to come in there and leave it all on the field. This is last year, so this is a good impact player for them. And lastly, I want to talk about here is somebody actually I think is probably in my opinion, their top guy, even though he is a senior. It's Jaron Thompson, coming from Texas, safety. Man, this guy, he was flying around for them a lot, and I can see as Texas improved and got these top 5 talents, right, you're going to have these highly more talented kids unfortunately play, and so you saw a little bit of a dip this past year, but career wise, over 160 tackles, 5 career TD interceptions, 1 career TD though. So he's going to a good system, and he's going to stay in the SEC. He's going to potentially play Texas. I think Auburn and Texas play. And so, yeah, man, it's going to be this is the impact player from the jump, in my opinion. So good get from Auburn and a good class. I guess I am surprised in terms of the number of portal number. I thought maybe they would get more just because of they're just so young and then are just rebuilding that roster. I do think though they probably brought in probably a lot of players on the high school side, so that's probably plays a factor into this number as well. But good, solid class in my opinion. And Hugh Freeze is, I think, doing some good things there. So we'll see, what transpires. Obviously, this next season. But I do like what they got, at least from the portal side of things. So we're going to take a quick break, guys, and then we'll get into the last segment of episode 13. Hi, everyone. Gunner here to quickly say thank you for the continued support you guys giving me and have been throughout this journey and whatnot. But if you haven't supported yet, please go subscribe to the channel. That will benefit you as you'll get notifications, and it benefit myself as well. Uh, but I hope you guys enjoy the Transfer Portal series. Here we go. Okay, guys, your host is back, Gunner, and we're going to be talking about the Florida Gators in the last segment of episode 13 of our Portal series. And quick little rundown with their class, guys. So they brought in 11 total players. 247 has them as the 17th best. One has them as the 44th best. Again, I kind of lean towards the 247 on this one. I think they do have some good solid pieces. And I think with the talent that they've been providing with the NIL, setup that they have, I think they're starting to potentially make a 360 kind of switch here. We'll see, obviously, right? But I mean, they're starting to bring some good talent, really. And the first guy we're going to talk about here is Jameer Grimsley, man, DB. True freshman. So this guy, he was an Alabama signee, but due to the Saban news, he went to Florida. So goes back home, Tampa Bay, closer to home, and all that. And I think this is somebody that is going to be is a good pickup. So interested to see what happens if he gets in rotation and whatnot. But good start, at least from the portal side of things. So. Next guy we're talking about is Grayson Howard, man, from South Carolina. Young dude, got limited time, but decided to go home. Linebacker, good frame, will be a good rotational piece. Can be moved, I think, inside and outside. So I'm interested to see where they play him. But yeah, a good another piece to their defense. And another piece to their defense, guys, and that's pretty much the theme of this portal class, is Joey Slackman, D lineman coming from Penn, over 90 tackles, 8 sacks. Good addition to the rotation and whatnot. I think this is somebody that potentially USC could have got. Again, we were in a change, so I can see in terms of communication and whatnot. So it is what it is on that standpoint. But yeah, good piece for Florida. Next guy we want to talk about is Asa Turner. Hopefully, I'm saying that first name right. Probably not. Coming from Washington, man. Over 120 tackles. Played with 2 injured hands this past season. I think either one was broken or both were broken. I forget what I remember. Carlsbad, California, 6'3", 212. So this guy's a rangy safety. 6 career TDs. So, or interceptions, excuse me. So 6 career interceptions. So you definitely can, go get that ball. So interested to see, how Florida can use him, because you could definitely use him in the box, which I think is probably where they want to keep him most. And then lastly is DJ Douglas, coming from Tulane. 5'11", 6 foot, 212. So he could be a nickel guy to me. Over 70 tackles, 4 career interceptions. And again, just the theme of this class for Florida is defense, defense, defense. Continue to bolster that side. So solid class for Florida. I like both these classes. Going back to Auburn, going back to Florida. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think about the Auburn's class. Let me know what you think about the Auburn's class. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy your guys' weekend. Peace.